Hello, welcome. In today's podcast, we'll know how we can be happy alone. So, some people are naturally happy alone, but for others, being solo is a challenge. If you fall into the latter group, there are ways to become more comfortable with being alone. Yes, even if you are hardcore extrovert. Regardless of how you feel about being alone, building a good relationship with yourself is a worthy investment. After all, you do spend quite a bit of time with yourself, so you might as well learn to enjoy it. First, you need to know being alone isn't the same as being lonely. Before getting into the different ways to find happiness in being alone, it's important to untangle these two concepts, being alone and being lonely. While there's some overlap between them, they're completely different concepts. Maybe you are a person who absolutely basks in solitude. You are not antisocial, friendless, or loveless. You are just quite content with alone time. In fact, you look forward to it. That's simply being alone, not being lonely. On the other hand, maybe you are surrounded by family and friends but not really relating beyond a surface level, which has you feeling rather empty and disconnected. Or maybe being alone just leaves you sad and longing for company. That's loneliness. Before getting into the ins and outs of being happy alone, it's important to understand that being alone doesn't have to mean you are lonely. Sure, you can be alone and feel lonely, but the two don't always have to go hand in hand. You need to know that. So, here short-term tips to get you started. These tips are aimed at helping you get the ball rolling. They might not transform your life overnight, but they can help you get more comfortable with being alone. Some of them may be exactly what you needed to hear, others may not make sense for you. Use them as stepping stones. Add to them and shape them along the way to suit your own lifestyle and personality. So, first thing you need to do, avoid comparing yourself to others. Okay? This is easier said than done, but try to avoid comparing your social life to anyone else's. It's not the number of friends you have or the frequency of your social outings that matters. It's what works for you. Remember, you really have no way of knowing if someone with a bunch of friends and a stuffed social calendar is actually happy. So, second thing, take a step back from social media. Social media isn't inherently bad or problematic, but if scrolling through your feeds makes you feel left out and stressed, take a few steps back. That feed doesn't tell the whole story, not by a long shot. You have no idea if those people are truly happy or just giving the impression that they are. Either way, it's no reflection on you. So take a deep breath and put it in perspective. Perform a test run and ban yourself from social media for 48 hours. If that makes a difference, try giving yourself a daily limit of 10 to 15 minutes and stick to it. So, third thing, take a phone break. Noticing a theme here? Cell phones and social media have undoubtedly changed the concept of being alone. Is anybody really alone when they can pick up their phone and text or call just about anyone? Or check in on what the high school acquaintance is up to without even having to talk to them? That's not to say that technology isn't an incredibly helpful tool for building community and feeling alone, feeling close to loved ones who might be far away. But it's easy to rely on devices as a way to avoid being alone with your own thoughts. Next time you are alone, turn your phone off and stash it away for 1 hour. Use this time to reconnect with yourself and explore what it feels like to be truly alone. Not sure how to pass the time? Grab a pen and notepad and jot down things you might enjoy doing the next time you find yourself alone. 4. Carve out time to let your mind wander. Does the thought of doing absolutely nothing unsettle you? That's probably because it's been a long time since you've allowed to yourself to just be. Experiment by setting a timer for 5 minutes. That's it. 5 minutes with no television, music, internet, podcasts, books. So find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes. darken the room, or stare out the window if you prefer. If that's too sedentary, try a repetitive task such as knitting, dribbling a basketball, or washing dishes. Let your mind wander, truly wander, and see where it takes you. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't take you very far at first. With time, your mind will get used to this new freedom. So, next is take yourself on a date. They might sound cliche, but self dates can be a powerful tool for learning how to be happy alone. Not sure what to do? Imagine you are trying to impress an actual date and show them a good time. Where would you take them? What would you want them to see or experience? Now, take yourself on that date. It might feel a bit odd at first, but chances are you'll see at least a few other folks dining solo or purchasing a movie ticket for one. If money is an issue, you don't have to go big, but also remember it's a lot cheaper to pay for one than it's for two. It still sounds too daunting? Start small by sitting on a coffee shop for just 10 minutes. Be observant and soak in your surroundings. Once you are comfortable with that, going out alone won't seem so unusual anymore. So, we'll continue this topic in our next podcast. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.